Welcome to ALZ Talks. I am Jessica Lozada, Senior Care Consultant,
And I'm Sarah Chang, Care Consultant.
and we're with the Alzheimer's Association. The mission of the Alzheimer's Association is to lead the way to end Alzheimer's and all other dementia by accelerating global research, driving risk reduction and early detection, and maximizing quality, evidence-based care and support. ALZ Talks webinars provide education, information, news, and resources on a variety of dementia and caregiving topics. This webinar series is supported by Procter & Gamble and is organized and arranged by the Alzheimer's Association. Today, we'll be talking about home safety to support independence.
Thanks, Jessica. Going into the fall season can bring about changes in time and weather that is important to account for and be prepared. Much like spring cleaning, doing fall cleaning can ensure safety and an environment to support independence throughout the winter months. This disease often prompts us to be one step behind as we adjust to our loved ones' changes. But safety is one place we can be a step ahead. Safety is one area we can take proactive rather than reactive measures. This is essential to support independence and create a safe environment where our loved ones can continue to practice autonomy. Being proactive with safety precautions and promoting autonomy can help our loved ones feel a sense of control, which can in turn manage behaviors that often arise as a result of feeling a loss of independence.
That's right, Sarah. And independence can look a bit different depending on what stage our loved one is in. What can be some general home safety precautions to consider during the fall season for someone in the early stages?
That's a great question, Jessica. Here are some considerations more geared toward prompting independence for someone in the early stages. Ensure batteries are charged for smoke and CO detectors and that they are working properly. Changes due to daylight savings time can also cause confusion, so make sure to have timers on lights that are appropriate with the change of the weather. Change times on microwave, ovens, and other appliances, alarm clocks, and in cars. Consider any device that does not change automatically. It can be also helpful to have night lights in certain areas of the home, such as the kitchen, the restroom, the bedrooms, and the hallways. Considerations for heating in the home is also something to keep in mind. Thinking about space heaters, radiators, fireplaces, and thermostat regulators to set for winter months. There are even apps to regulate temperature for thermostats for long-distance caregivers. Jessica, what could be some safety measures that may be more appropriate for someone in the middle to later stages?
For middle to later stages of the disease, we may consider some of the following. Labels or signs by the doorway or on the door, if often closed, to assist with the floor plan and locating rooms, particularly restrooms and bedrooms. Consider cameras in the home for continued monitoring. This can be especially helpful for long-distance caregivers. We may consider cameras that have auditory or voice capabilities. Ensure proper footwear and clothing for the weather by the door. We want to keep options simple to eliminate any confusion and promote autonomy and independence. These are just some considerations to keep in mind. However, the Alzheimer's Association has compiled a checklist with additional steps to ensure safety in the home. We invite you to take some time to review the link that will be included at the end of this video titled Home Safety Checklist.
The kitchen is a particular area of the home that we can anticipate and put things in place to ensure our loved ones are safe at every stage. Jessica, what may be some considerations in the kitchen for someone in the early stages?
Great question. The following considerations can actually be useful at every stage of the disease, even early stages, particularly because they are more geared towards ensuring accessibility and planning for weather changes. Things like periodically throwing away expired foods, ensuring proper stocking of food, ensuring proper stocking of flashlights, batteries, battery-operated lanterns, and candles. Consider LED battery candles. They can tend to be a good option to avoid any potential fire hazards. Having appropriate and important documents can also be a great step to take. Things such as a list of medications and doctors, including their contact information, a copy of insurance card, family emergency contacts, also especially helpful for people who are long distance caregivers rather. Consider placing items in these specific documents in a Ziploc bag and keep them handy and accessible for any emergencies. Promoting independence in things like cooking and house chores, such as laundry, may require the following: having cleaning products in their respective packaging to ensure proper usage instructions. Cooking alongside our loved one can be a great way to promote independence. And it also provides us an opportunity to provide gentle cueing, support, and monitoring. Consider any appliances that have automatic shut-off abilities, such as electric kettles, to promote safety and independence for our early stage loved ones. It is important to note that someone in the early stages may still manage daily chores independently and do so safely. Because the emphasis is on promoting independence, we want to encourage our loved ones to continue doing things for themselves so long as they're safe. The main takeaway here is to continue to monitor how our loved one is doing so that we know when it may be time to introduce steps that will facilitate the task and continue to promote their independence. Sarah, would you tell us some considerations in the kitchen for folks who may be beyond the early stages?
Absolutely. As the disease progresses, some things that we may want to be mindful of are the following. Throw away old or expired medications. Ensure that medications are properly labeled and in their respective bottles. It also may be helpful to ensure proper locking up of medications to avoid any confusion and medication mismanagement. It can be helpful to properly store cleaning products in locked cabinets or out of reach, as well as posting contact information for poison control in case someone accidentally ingests these products. Limit access to potentially dangerous kitchenware such as knives or other sharp objects. There are also some products out there that can be helpful to automatically shut off the oven or the stove, the coffee machines, and the microwave. There is a website, the ALZ store, that offers many of these types of products, or you can visit your local home or hardware store for additional options.
As the disease progresses, our loved one's physical abilities may also change. Because falls can be quite common and often can lead to further issues, fall prevention is essential to maintain autonomy and independence and ensure an adequate quality of life. Sarah, can you share some considerations regarding falls?
Sure. Preventing falls is definitely the goal, but we understand that we may not always be able to do that. With that said, the following are considerations both for fall prevention as well as for instances when falls do occur. Remove any potential fall hazards, such as throw rugs, or other small household items, such as baskets, step stools, and blankets. Ensure clear walking paths throughout the home. Install safety features, such as grab bars, or you can also consider shower stools or shower chairs. Make sure to continue to visit your doctor to address any concerns with visual or hearing changes. Using brightly colored tape can also be helpful. Some places to use this type of tape would be at the edge of steps or stairs and around the edges of the toilet to provide visual prompts. This can help prevent any accidents on the floor, which can cause tripping or slipping. Consider urine pads with adhesive edges to soak up any liquids as well around the base of the toilet. Consider using your bath mats just during bath times and then removing them, hanging them up, placing them out of the way when not in use to avoid any extra trips. Prepare an emergency kit as well to keep in the bathroom that includes gauze, Band-Aids, wound wash, and sterile pads. It can also be important to have these important numbers for local law enforcement and EMS services somewhere posted that's visible for easy finding. It may also be helpful to have these emergency numbers on speed dial to ensure faster connection during high stress times.
Very good suggestion, Sarah. The holiday time is usually centered around family and celebration, including family members visiting from other states. We encourage using holiday visits as an opportunity to ensure emergency protocols are in place, medications are up to date, and any other safety considerations that can last throughout the winter months. The following are some suggestions for leveraging potential support systems in your loved one's area. Consider websites for neighbor or community-based services, maybe even volunteers from a church your loved one may be connected with. Consider helpful and trustful neighbors that can check in on your loved one. A teen in the neighborhood looking to make some extra cash can be a great resource and offer services to the elderly, such as yard work. In high snow areas, consider services to tend to snow and yards, maybe even melting salts to use on the porch and driveways. This can ensure proper and safe mobility to and from the car or the mailbox. Exchange numbers with local support so that you can keep open communication should any concerns arise that may need to be addressed. Because Alzheimer's is a progressive disease, changes are inevitable. For that reason, it is important to continue to assess and monitor any potential safety obstacles and to adjust to any changes as the disease progresses. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us for ALZ Talk today.
The association is available to anyone who has questions or needs support. The Alzheimer's Association has a 24/7 helpline that is available to anyone at 1-800-272-3900. Specialists are available around the clock, 365 days a year, and can provide assistance in over 200 languages thanks to bilingual staff and translation services. They can help with things like finding programs and support and speaking confidentially with a master's level clinician for decision-making support and education on issues families face every day. You can also visit our website, alz.org, to find links to other helpful resources such as the Home Safety Checklist, ALZ Connected, which is a free online community for people living with dementia and those who care for them, or ALZ Navigator, which is an online tool that guides you through questions to build a personalized action plan through each step of the disease. As always, if you have any additional questions or are looking for resources, don't hesitate to email your questions to alztalks@alz.org. Thank you again for joining us and have a great day.